Archangel Michael says there are moments in life when something quiet yet meaningful begins to unfold around you, and at first it may not appear extraordinary. It may feel like an ordinary day, a normal routine, or a simple moment where nothing seems different. But sometimes the most important opportunities do not arrive with loud announcements or dramatic signs. Instead, they appear quietly, almost gently, waiting for the right person to recognize them. This message is a reminder to slow down for a moment and become aware of what might be developing in your life right now. Opportunities often approach people who are willing to notice them, reflect on them, and take thoughtful steps forward with patience and clarity. Many people spend their lives searching for something bigger, something that will change their direction or open new doors. Yet they sometimes overlook the small beginnings of those very changes. A new idea, a conversation with someone unexpected, a sudden thought about pursuing something you once believed was impossible, these can be the quiet starting points of opportunities that later become important turning points. Archangel Michael says that when you allow yourself to pause and reflect, you begin to see these moments more clearly. Awareness is powerful because it allows you to recognize possibilities that may have been invisible before. Think about the times when life surprised you in a positive way. Often those moments did not come with a clear warning or announcement. They appeared through circumstances that seemed ordinary at first. Perhaps a chance meeting led to a new friendship, or a simple decision opened the path toward something meaningful. These moments remind us that opportunity rarely follows a predictable pattern. Instead, it appears in ways that require awareness, patience, and an open mind. Archangel Michael says that sometimes people hesitate when something new begins to appear in their lives. Doubt can make opportunities seem uncertain or difficult to trust. It is natural to feel cautious when something unfamiliar enters your path. However, growth often begins with small steps into situations that feel slightly outside your comfort zone. When you approach these moments with calm reflection rather than fear, you allow yourself to explore possibilities without losing your sense of balance. There may be something forming around you right now that has the potential to bring positive change. It may involve a new direction, a new connection, or a new understanding about what you are capable of achieving. The key is not to rush but to remain attentive. Pay attention to conversations that inspire you, ideas that stay in your thoughts longer than usual, or situations that make you curious about what could happen next. These signals can sometimes point toward opportunities waiting to be explored. Archangel Michael says preparation plays an important role in recognizing opportunity. When you take time to develop your skills, strengthen your mindset, and remain open to learning, you place yourself in a position where opportunities become easier to recognize and pursue. Preparation does not mean you must have every answer immediately. Instead, it means you are willing to grow and adapt when something new begins to appear. Another important element is patience. Opportunities rarely unfold instantly. Sometimes they begin as small seeds that require time to grow. During this period, it may not always be obvious where things are leading. But when you continue moving forward with persistence and awareness, those small beginnings can gradually develop into meaningful progress. Archangel Michael says confidence grows when you remind yourself that every step forward adds to your experience and understanding. Even if a path changes direction along the way, the lessons you gain become valuable guidance for the future. Each experience contributes to your ability to recognize and handle new possibilities when they arise. It is also important to remember that opportunities are not only about personal success. Many opportunities allow people to contribute something meaningful to others. A new project, a collaboration, or even a simple act of helping someone can create a positive impact that reaches further than you initially expect. When your intentions are guided by kindness and responsibility, the opportunities that appear in your life often bring benefits not only to you but also to the people around you. Archangel Michael says awareness is the bridge between possibility and action. When you become aware of a potential opportunity, you gain the ability to evaluate it thoughtfully. Instead of reacting impulsively, you can consider how it aligns with your values, your goals, and the direction you wish to move in life. Thoughtful decisions help transform opportunities into meaningful progress. As you listen to this message, take a moment to reflect on the situations currently unfolding in your life. Consider whether there are ideas you have been thinking about more often, conversations that have sparked curiosity, or new directions that seem to be quietly appearing. These moments might be inviting you to pay closer attention. Archangel Michael says that the future is often shaped by the choices people make during ordinary moments. A simple decision to explore a new possibility can begin a journey that leads to growth, learning, and unexpected achievements. When you approach life with awareness and patience, you begin to see how each moment holds the potential to guide you towards something meaningful. Remember that opportunities are not limited to one area of life. They may appear in your personal growth, your relationships, your work, or your creative ideas. The key is to remain attentive and open to the possibilities around you. By doing so, you allow yourself to recognize moments that might otherwise pass unnoticed. Archangel Michael says that when people combine awareness with determination, they create the conditions where opportunities can flourish. Even small steps taken consistently can lead to remarkable changes over time. Each moment of effort builds momentum that carries you closer to your goals. So take this message as a reminder to stay present and aware. Look around your life with fresh attention. Notice the conversations, ideas, and moments that seem to carry a spark of possibility. These may be the beginnings of opportunities waiting to unfold. Archangel Michael says as you continue listening to this message, it is important to understand that opportunities rarely appear exactly the way people imagine them. Many individuals expect opportunities to arrive as something obvious and dramatic, something that instantly changes everything in their lives. But in reality, the most meaningful opportunities often begin in subtle ways that require awareness and patience to recognize. Sometimes they begin as a simple idea that keeps returning to your mind, or a feeling that encourages you to explore a new path you had not considered before. At first these moments may feel small, but over time they can grow into experiences that reshape your direction and your confidence. Life often places people in situations that test their willingness to grow. When something new appears, it may also bring uncertainty. That uncertainty can cause hesitation because stepping into something unfamiliar requires courage. Yet Archangel Michael says growth always begins at the edge of what feels comfortable. The reason opportunities feel powerful is because they invite people to expand beyond their current limits and discover abilities they may not have fully realized before. When you allow yourself to explore these possibilities with patience and thoughtful decision-making, you begin to see how even small steps forward can create meaningful progress. Many people underestimate how much their mindset influences the opportunities they experience. When someone believes that positive change is possible, they naturally begin to notice possibilities that once seemed invisible. But when doubt dominates their thinking, they may overlook valuable moments simply because they do not believe those moments are meant for them. Archangel Michael says the way you view yourself and your potential plays an important role in how you respond when opportunity appears. Confidence does not mean believing everything will be perfect. It means believing you are capable of learning, adapting, and growing through whatever experiences arise. Another important part of recognizing opportunity is paying attention to timing. Life has its own rhythm, and certain moments arrive only after a person has gained the knowledge or maturity needed to handle them. There may have been times in the past when you hoped for something to happen but the circumstances were not yet aligned. Looking back, you may now realize that waiting allowed you to develop the skills, understanding, or patience required to manage that situation effectively. Archangel Michael says that timing often plays a quiet but powerful role in how opportunities unfold. Consider how often people reflect on their past and recognize that certain events prepared them for something greater. A challenge may have taught resilience, a mistake may have provided wisdom, or a period of waiting may have strengthened patience. Each of these experiences contributes to the foundation that allows someone to recognize and pursue opportunities when they finally appear. What once seemed like an ordinary or even difficult moment can later become an essential step that helps shape the future. Archangel Michael says another key element in recognizing opportunity is listening carefully to the signals that appear in everyday life. These signals may come through conversations with others, through new ideas that capture your attention, or through situations that encourage you to explore something unfamiliar. When you stay attentive to these moments, you begin to see patterns forming around you. Sometimes these patterns point toward a direction that could bring meaningful progress if you are willing to explore it further. It is also important to understand that opportunities often require effort and commitment. They are not simply gifts that appear without responsibility. When something promising enters your life, it may require learning new skills, developing discipline, or dedicating time and energy to achieve meaningful results. Archangel Michael says the people who benefit most from opportunities are those who approach them with persistence and a willingness to grow. They understand that every opportunity is also an invitation to invest effort in order to transform potential into real progress. Sometimes individuals hesitate because they fear making the wrong choice. They worry that exploring an opportunity could lead to failure or disappointment. Yet Archangel Michael says that every path offers lessons, and even experiences that do not unfold exactly as planned still contribute valuable knowledge. Each attempt teaches something about resilience, strategy, and self-understanding. These lessons become powerful tools that guide future decisions and increase the likelihood of success later on. There may also be moments when an opportunity appears through connection with other people. Collaboration and shared ideas often open doors that would be difficult to reach alone. When individuals communicate openly, exchange knowledge, and support one another's growth, they create environments where opportunities can multiply. Archangel Michael says relationships built on respect and cooperation can become powerful sources of inspiration and progress. As you reflect on this message, consider the situations unfolding around you at this point in your life. Think about the ideas that have been occupying your thoughts recently, the conversations that have inspired curiosity, or the moments that made you consider trying something different. These experiences may be encouraging you to look at your path from a new perspective. When you take time to observe these moments carefully, you gain a clearer understanding of the possibilities that may be forming. Archangel Michael says awareness is not only about noticing opportunities but also about recognizing your own strengths. Every person carries abilities, talents, and perspectives that can contribute to meaningful achievements. Sometimes people overlook these qualities because they focus more on their limitations than on their potential. Yet when you begin to acknowledge your strengths and continue developing them, you increase your ability to respond confidently when new opportunities arise. Remember that opportunities are not always about immediate success. Often they represent the beginning of a journey that leads to gradual improvement. When you approach these moments with patience, dedication, and a willingness to learn, you create a path where progress becomes possible step by step. Archangel Michael says the most lasting achievements are often built through consistent effort rather than sudden transformation. So as this message continues, allow it to serve as a reminder to remain attentive and open-minded. Life is constantly presenting moments that contain the seeds of change. When you observe these moments carefully and respond with thoughtful action, you give yourself the chance to explore possibilities that could shape your future in meaningful ways. Take a moment to reflect on the direction your life is moving and consider how awareness can help you recognize opportunities that might otherwise go unnoticed. Sometimes the difference between staying in the same place and moving forward begins with a simple decision to pay attention. Archangel Michael says as you continue listening to this message, it becomes even more important to understand that opportunities do not only appear around people who are lucky or fortunate. Opportunities often appear around people who have quietly prepared themselves through patience, learning, and persistence even when no one else noticed their effort. Many individuals spend long periods of time working on themselves, improving their mindset, developing new abilities, and learning lessons from experiences that were not always easy. During those moments it may feel like nothing significant is happening, yet those very seasons are often preparing the foundation for something meaningful that will later appear. Sometimes people look at others who achieve something important and believe that everything happens suddenly for them, but what they often do not see is the journey that took place long before that moment. There may have been years of growth, reflection, and quiet determination that shaped the person into someone ready to receive a new opportunity. Archangel Michael says preparation is one of the most powerful elements behind opportunity. When a person grows in wisdom and understanding, they become able to recognize possibilities that once seemed invisible. There are moments in life when an opportunity begins to form slowly, almost like a door that opens little by little instead of all at once. At first you may only notice small hints that something different is happening. A conversation may spark curiosity, an idea may stay in your thoughts longer than usual, or a situation may encourage you to consider a direction you had never imagined before. These moments are often subtle, yet they carry the potential to guide you towards something meaningful if you allow yourself to explore them with patience and awareness. Archangel Michael says many opportunities begin with a shift in perspective. When a person begins to look at life differently, they start noticing possibilities where they once saw only limitations. A new perspective allows people to understand that growth is not limited to one specific moment or one single path. Instead, growth can happen through many different experiences that gradually lead towards something greater. Sometimes the very challenges people faced in the past become the experiences that guide them toward new ideas and solutions. There may also be times when opportunity appears through unexpected connections with other people. Someone you meet might share an idea, a piece of advice, or an experience that inspires you to think differently about your own path. These interactions can become powerful turning points because they introduce new perspectives and possibilities. Archangel Michael says meaningful conversations often open doors that people did not even realize existed. Another important aspect of opportunity is the ability to remain calm and thoughtful when something new appears. Excitement can be a positive emotion, but decisions that shape your future often benefit from careful reflection. When you take time to consider the direction you want to move in life, you are better able to recognize which opportunities align with your values and long-term goals. Thoughtful decisions help ensure that the steps you take today will support the future you are working to create. Archangel Michael says courage also plays a significant role when opportunities appear. Courage does not mean moving forward without any uncertainty. It means recognizing that uncertainty is part of growth and choosing to move forward with wisdom and confidence despite not knowing every detail. Many of the most meaningful achievements in life begin with a moment where someone decides to explore something new even though the outcome is not yet clear. There may be individuals listening to this message who have been waiting for a sign that their efforts are not being wasted. Perhaps you have been working quietly on your goals, developing your abilities, or trying to create a better path for yourself and those around you. During these moments it can sometimes feel like progress is slow or invisible. Yet Archangel Michael says every step you take toward growth is shaping the future that is gradually unfolding before you. The journey toward opportunity is rarely a straight path. Sometimes people must adjust their direction, learn from mistakes, or develop patience during periods of waiting. These experiences do not mean that progress has stopped. Instead, they often represent important lessons that strengthen a person's understanding and resilience. Each lesson becomes a tool that helps you make wiser decisions when new possibilities appear. Archangel Michael says awareness is the bridge that connects preparation with opportunity. When you remain attentive to the situations unfolding around you, you begin to recognize when something meaningful may be developing. Instead of allowing opportunities to pass unnoticed, awareness allows you to pause, observe, and consider how you might respond. It is also important to remember that opportunities often grow stronger when people approach them with purpose. Purpose means understanding why something matters to you and how it connects with the values you want to live by. When your actions are guided by purpose rather than impulse, your decisions become more focused and meaningful. As this message continues, take a moment to reflect on the experiences that have shaped you over time. Think about the lessons you have learned, the challenges you have overcome, and the knowledge you have gained through those experiences. Each of these moments has contributed to the person you are today. They have prepared you in ways you may not always recognize. Archangel Michael says sometimes the greatest realization a person can have is understanding that their story is still being written. The chapters that came before this moment were important, but they do not define everything that is possible in the future. New opportunities often appear when people choose to believe that growth and positive change are still possible. Look carefully at the present moment in your life. Consider the ideas that have been forming in your mind and the possibilities that may be appearing around you. Sometimes the beginning of something meaningful does not look dramatic at first. It simply appears as a moment where you feel encouraged to explore a new direction or to take a step forward towards something you once believed was out of reach. Archangel Michael says the future is shaped by the decisions people make when they recognize these moments. When you respond with patience, awareness, and determination, you begin to transform possibility into progress. Take this time to remain attentive to the signals life may be presenting to you. A new opportunity may not arrive with loud announcements or obvious signs. It may appear quietly, waiting for someone who is willing to notice it and take thoughtful steps toward it. Archangel Michael says as this message continues, it becomes important to understand that the most meaningful opportunities in life often appear when a person is finally ready to see them clearly. Readiness does not always mean having every answer or feeling completely certain about the future. Instead, readiness means having the awareness, patience, and courage to recognize that life is constantly presenting moments that can guide you toward growth. Many people pass through these moments without noticing them because they are too distracted by routine or by the worries of everyday life. Yet when someone becomes more aware of the present moment, they begin to see how certain situations, conversations, and ideas may be pointing toward a new possibility that was not obvious before. Life often works in quiet ways that cannot always be predicted. There are times when people spend long periods preparing themselves through effort, learning, and perseverance even though they cannot yet see where those efforts are leading. During these seasons it may feel as though progress is slow or invisible, but every experience is gradually shaping the mindset and abilities needed for future opportunities. Archangel Michael says these seasons of preparation are never wasted because they strengthen the qualities that allow a person to respond wisely when something meaningful finally appears. Sometimes an opportunity begins as nothing more than a small idea that refuses to leave your thoughts. It may be something that makes you curious, something that inspires you to imagine a different direction for your life, or something that encourages you to explore a skill or passion you once placed aside. At first these ideas may feel uncertain, but they often represent the beginning of something larger. When people give themselves permission to explore these thoughts with patience and reflection, they begin to see new paths that were not visible before. Archangel Michael says opportunities often require attention and care, just like a seed that needs time and effort to grow into something strong. A seed cannot become a tree overnight. It must first develop roots, receive nourishment, and gradually grow stronger through time. In the same way, opportunities often begin quietly and develop step by step as a person invests effort, focus, and dedication. This process may not always be fast, but it creates a foundation that supports lasting success rather than temporary results. There may also be moments when opportunities appear through situations that challenge your comfort zone. It is natural for people to feel cautious when facing something unfamiliar. However, growth rarely happens when everything remains exactly the same. Sometimes the very moments that feel uncertain are the ones that invite a person to discover new strengths they did not know they possessed. Archangel Michael says courage grows when someone is willing to move forward thoughtfully even when the outcome is not yet fully clear. Another important aspect of recognizing opportunity is learning to trust the progress you have already made in your life. Many individuals underestimate their own abilities because they focus more on what they have not achieved rather than what they have learned along the way. Yet every experience, every challenge, and every lesson contributes to the person you have become. These experiences give you knowledge and perspective that can guide your decisions when something new begins to unfold. Archangel Michael says it is also important to understand that opportunities are not always meant to be rushed. Sometimes people feel pressure to make immediate decisions because they fear missing a chance. While some moments do require timely action, many opportunities benefit from thoughtful reflection. Taking time to evaluate how something aligns with your goals and values helps ensure that the steps you take will lead toward meaningful growth rather than temporary excitement. As you continue reflecting on this message, think about the moments in your life when something unexpected led to a positive change. Perhaps a conversation inspired a new direction, a challenge revealed a hidden strength, or a simple decision opened a door that eventually led to something meaningful. These experiences remind us that life often moves forward through small turning points that gradually shape the future. Archangel Michael says awareness is the key that allows people to recognize these turning points while they are happening rather than only understanding them later. When you slow down and observe your surroundings with attention, you become more capable of noticing opportunities that may otherwise pass unnoticed. Awareness transforms ordinary moments into meaningful possibilities because it allows you to see beyond what appears on the surface. There may be something quietly forming in your life right now. It may involve a new idea, a connection with someone who shares similar goals, or a situation that encourages you to think about your future differently. These moments are invitations to reflect carefully on what direction you want your life to move toward. By remaining attentive to these possibilities, you allow yourself to respond with clarity rather than hesitation. Archangel Michael says that when people combine awareness with persistence, they create the conditions where opportunity can flourish. Persistence means continuing to grow even when progress feels slow. It means trusting that the effort you invest today will eventually contribute to something greater in the future. Each small step forward builds momentum that gradually shapes the path ahead. Remember that every meaningful journey begins with a decision to move forward. Opportunities may appear in quiet and unexpected ways, but they become powerful when someone chooses to explore them with dedication and purpose. The willingness to learn, adapt, and continue growing transforms possibility into real progress. As you reach the end of this message, take a moment to reflect on what you have heard and how it may relate to your current circumstances. Think about the ideas that have been appearing in your thoughts, the conversations that have inspired you, and the possibilities that may be quietly forming around you. These moments could be the beginning of something meaningful waiting for your attention. Archangel Michael says the future is not determined only by what has already happened but also by the awareness and decisions you bring to the present moment. When you choose to remain attentive, patient, and open to growth. You create the space where new opportunities can emerge. Take this message as a reminder to stay present and aware of the possibilities surrounding you. Life often reveals new paths to those who are willing to observe, reflect, and move forward with confidence and purpose. If this message resonated with you, comment, "I am ready for the opportunity meant for me." Like this video if you believe awareness can reveal the right path at the right time, and subscribe for more messages that inspire reflection, growth, and positive direction.